Hey, you, I need you to hit the subscribe button below.
Teach you to turn that thing up.
Let's move on. Because the white man is the devil. I hope y'all understand that.
That's
right. Hey,
right.
like, share, comment, share. You got to understand something. We got to get this word out. We got to get this knowledge out. These lies have to be destroyed.
Bring it out.
We got a nation of people that has the power of their tongue, of their mouth. The media is the mouth of the white man. They have the power to lie on history.
Yep. That's big.
That's power.
That's big, yeah.
They got the power to hide their sin. But the Lord is revealing that thing. But he's revealing it. You got to understand who's he revealing it to.
Right.
Who's he's putting the wisdom to debunk these lies.
Yep.
His prophets. Because you don't see T.D. Jakes.
Right.
You don't see Creflo Dollar
Joel
doing
Osteen.
these types of stories.
Hell no.
You don't see them going into the Bible to let the people know that these white people are damn liars.
Right.
You don't see that. You're not going to see it. You're only going to see it here. So if you tired, you need to join the fight. When I say fight, keep God's laws is a spiritual fight.
Yep.
If you tired of every day you hearing about 200, 300 more Native American children found under boarding schools.
Bring it out.
If you tired, join the fight.
Right.
If you
That's
tired,
right.
keep God's laws. If you tired from hearing stuff like, oh, we won the land, we're not giving this back.
Right.
Bruh.
We're not giving this back. This is our land. White man proud of his ancestry thieveries.
Yep.
Proud. If you tired, join the fight.
Yeah, that's iffy.
Go ahead.
That's big, Cap. That's big.
Yeah.
Big.
Got it?
Somebody's hurting our people, and it's gone on far too long.
Hey, first of all, just a side note, you should never give the mic first to a native. You have color people time, we have Navajo time, native time. You ain't seen nothing yet. Before we start, I want to just ask if there's anyone in the room here who is from the Piscataway or the Haudenosaunee tribes. Okay? I ask because it's the Piscataway who were ethnically cleansed from this land. They were the ones who lived here.
Y'all see his sister in the back, right? She looked like, hey, somebody said, damn, you Judah.
Right.
Gad. Go ahead.
Dang.
The ones who hunted and fished here, they lived along the Potomac, and they, along with the Haudenosaunee, were the ones who were ethnically removed from this area so that the nation's capital could be built and so that white settlement could move in. And so I would just like everyone to give a round of applause for the Piscataway and the Haudenosaunee because of it's important that we acknowledge the people who have stewarded this land. It's important that we acknowledge that these lands were not discovered. In my presentation here, which I will do my best to keep to 3 minutes, I want to help you understand what it feels like from a systemic racism standpoint to be Native in the United States, especially around the celebration of holidays. We'll start simple. Columbus Day. Okay? It's quite obvious to anyone that you cannot discover lands already inhabited. If you don't believe me, leave your cell phones, your car keys, your wallets out. I'll come by and discover them for you. Clearly, this is not discovery. This is stealing. This is colonizing. This is conquering.
Stop.
And yet we have a
Stop. The brother's on point.
Right.
The brother said, leave your car keys, your wallet, leave it there, leave. I'll discover it for you.
Damn.
Leave your house keys, the deed to your house.
Right.
Leave your title. Leave your wallet with all your money in it. Just leave it. I'll discover it for you.
Right.
And when I discover it,
You can't say nothing.
it's going to be mine.
Right.
You see how foolish that sounds?
For real.
That wouldn't fly in no civilization. That wouldn't fly anywhere. You know what we call that? Stealing. Go back. Go to the play, man.
This is stealing, this is colonizing, this is conquering, and yet we have a statue just a few miles away from here honoring Columbus as the discoverer of America. This is a problem for Native peoples. Second, another holiday. Well, you'll remember about 3 years ago, we had a dialogue about the appropriateness of the Confederate flag. It was actually taken off of a Capitol building by an activist. This was in the spring of 2015. And I watched this with great interest because this was a good conversation. We had to have this. We needed to discuss this. But then I was really intrigued because just a few weeks after this dialogue died down, everyone took the day off. They bought their hot dogs. They bought their fireworks. And they went out to celebrate another piece of systemic racism within our country, which is the Declaration of Independence. You may not know this, but 30 lines after the sentence, all men are created equal, the Declaration of Independence refers to natives as merciless Indian savages. Making it very clear the only reason our founding fathers used this inclusive term, all men, is because they had a very narrow definition of who was actually human. Now that brings us to today, President's Day, Abraham Lincoln's birthday. I'm going to say some history many of you may know. I know I will present some that none of you have never heard of before. In 1858, President Lincoln, in his first debate with Stephen Douglas, he said there was a physical difference between the white and the black man, which will never allow them to be on equal footing. I have no intention to make voters or jurors of Negroes, nor to allow them to vote, nor to allow them to intermarry with us. And as long as there must be a position of superior and inferior, I believe the race to which I belong will always be the superior race. President Lincoln said the same thing almost verbatim in the fourth debate with Stephen Douglas. In his inauguration, he said, I have no intention to free the slaves where slavery already exists. And if you want to know how I feel about the races and black people, go back and read what I've said before. And then he quoted himself from the first debate.
Stop. Now, this is y'all favorite president, right? Abraham Lincoln's everybody's favorite president, right. And then Clinton.
Right.
Come on, man.
This is everybody's favorite. Abraham. Let us say Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves.
Right.
Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, y'all.
What?
This is what they teach us in school.
Right.
That's what they taught me.
Yep.
Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. This man said, I have no intention of freeing a nigger. I have no intention of freeing a nigger.
The hell?
A nigger is not on the same level as my race. This is what the man said.
Yep. And you know what's so crazy too? In their own Declaration of Independence, just like he was just saying.
Yeah.
It says that they know that it's the freedom of all men is only talking about the Edomites,
right.
The white man. But how come when the Bible talking about John 3:16, it's all of a sudden it's everybody?
That's a heavy point.
See, it's crazy because Esau knows.
That's a heavy point, bro. That's a heavy point. Nobody in the world makes declarations that's meant for all men.
Right.
Nobody. Those declarations or those laws, those ordinances were meant for a certain set of mankind.
Yep.
Meaning the mankind of my people.
Right.
When I say I love all people, I'm talking about the love of my people.
That's right.
Right. Abraham Lincoln knew that.
Right.
Every white man knew that. But like you said, when we go to John 3:16, for God so loved the world, they go into the all. Oh yeah, that's all. It can't be. That's impossible.
Stop it.
That's impossible.
Get some help.
Go back.
In 1862, when Horace Greeley called for the immediate emancipation of the slaves, Abraham Lincoln said, my primary objective in this struggle is not to save or destroy slavery. It is to preserve the Union. If I could save the Union without freeing a single slave, I would do it. If I could save it by freeing all the slaves, I would do it. If I could save it by freeing some and leaving others alone, I would also do that. That quote is hanging at the Lincoln Memorial stating for anyone who comes in, according to Abraham Lincoln, black lives don't matter.
Dang.
Damn. Woo. He said the proof is still there.
Damn.
The brother said everybody can go read this. It's right there. According to Abraham Lincoln, black lives did not matter, but we still celebrate President's Day.
Yep. For real.
We still learning this man loved all black people.
How, Sway?
Which is a lie.
It's a lie.
That he boldly got it in quotes. Left for anybody to see it.
Yeah, they're like, here, see it. But they know
Right.
Negroes don't read.
Right.
And we so brainwashed that we won't even believe it.
Come on, man.
Go back. Go ahead.
Now, you all know that when he emancipated the slaves, he didn't free all of them. Now, what you may not know is that Abraham Lincoln used the pretext of the Civil War to further the campaigns against Indian people.
Stop. I want you to understand what he just did. I want you to understand what he just did. He took the slavery of black folks and linked it to the oppression of Native Americans.
You gotta run that back, yo. You gotta run that. You gotta run that back.
Run it back.
I think that thing went over some people's head.
Yeah, run it back.
Now, you all know that when he emancipated the slaves, he didn't free all of them. Now, what you may not know is that Abraham Lincoln used the pretext of the Civil War to further the campaigns against Indian people.
Stop.
Damn.
He used the pretense of the Civil War
right, to
further the campaign against Native American people.
Damn.
What?
You're a damn devil, man.
Give me Jeremiah 50.
That's crazy.
Get Jeremiah 50. Get Jeremiah 50. You understand what he just did, man?
Right.
He's like, hey, these two, they go together.
For real.
He just talked about Negro slavery for the last 3 minutes.
Right.
Before he said anything about Native American colonization.
Yep.
Because they go hand in hand, man. Give me Jeremiah 50:33.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse 33.
Out.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel,
The children of Israel.
and the children of Judah.
The children of Israel will be the so-called Hispanics, Native American Indians. The children of Judah will be the so-called African Americans, Haitians, West Indian blacks. Read.
Were oppressed,
Were enslaved, colonized
together.
What that means is we went through slavery together, the same tactics,
right?
The same enemy. We went through the same situation together.
That's a cold.
Why? Because we are the same people. Read on.
And all that took them captives.
All that took them. That means all of us.
Right.
Was taken by the same people. Read.
That's right.
And all that took them captives held them fast.
Held us fast. Watch this.
They refused.
They refused
to let them go.
They refused to tell us the truth. They refused to tell us that Jesus is black.
Right.
They refused to tell us that the Hispanics are Israelites.
Right.
They refused to tell us that the American blacks are the Jews.
Yep.
They refused to tell us that the blacks and Hispanic American people are one race. They refuse to tell us that we need to come together.
Right.
They refuse to tell us that we need to keep God's laws. They refuse to tell us about the so-called UFOs.
Yep.
They refuse to tell us that we don't even know we got an army on our side waiting for Christ to return. They refuse to tell us that the whole existence of the earth is based on us.
Damn.
They refuse to tell us that thing.
They
refuse.
They know it's utter destruction.
They said, no, we ain't gonna let these niggas know how great they are.
Right.
If they knew how great they are, they will be shut down like that.
It's over.
That's right.
We have the ability to shut down this government, shut down the world overnight.
Easy.
Amazing.
Easy.
You understand? You understand? That's powerful. We can shut this world down overnight. Overnight.
Right.
All everybody gotta do is repent. Hey, as soon as that number is sealed, game over. Hey, as soon as that number is sealed, game over. The Lord is calling the so-called Native Americans to repent as Israelites.
right.
So-called Hispanics, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, South American, Venezuela, Brazilians, give me some more.
Salvadorians.
Salvadorians, Paraguayans, Chileans. God is calling you to repent.
Hondurans
as Israelites.
Yep.
Not as no Hispanics. Not as Portuguese. Not as Portuguese. Not as Spaniards.
Right.
God says you are Israelite. All right. Let's go back. What time is it? All right, let's move on. We're going to come back to this next week, Lord's will. We'll come back to this. We're going to do a whole Natives Hour on that because he goes. Matter of fact, just play it for a little bit more. How much time we got on that? Okay, play a little more because he goes in on this, man. Go ahead.
December 26th of 1862, President Abraham Lincoln ordered the largest mass execution in the history of our nation with the hanging of the Dakota 38.
Wait a minute, so you telling me that Native Americans been hung too?
Right.
Damn. Native Americans was a strange fruit hanging on trees as well.
Yep.
Say what?
Yeah. That's how you know we all the same. We all the same.
The curses apply to both
northern
and southern.
Yeah,
kingdom.
northern and both.
Yep.
We are one branch.
Bring it out.
We are one. We are one. We not two no more. We are one. Go back.
1864, the U.S. Army, under the command of Commander-in-Chief Abraham Lincoln, came across Cheyenne and Arapaho men, women, and children, 200 of them encamped over a hillside in Colorado.
Stop!
They were with.
You know, I said he goes in. Arapaho, guess what street we on right here? Arapaho.
Right.
The county is what? Arapaho County here in Colorado.
Yep.
Damn.
Everything.
That's what the brother talk about. Right here in Colorado. The largest mass murder of the Native American people happened right here in Colorado. Right here.
Dang.
I'm telling you, y'all, we the Israelites, man. Go ahead, what you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, and guess what Esau doing here in Colorado? Free weed.
Free
weed for everybody who feels oppressed. Right.
Weed.
Smoke your life away.
Yep.
Smoke
the problems that I gave you away.
Right.
I'm gonna give you a problem so that you can spend more money on the weed that I'm selling.
Right. On the money that you already don't have.
Right. I'm giving you the money. Give back to me. When you get back to me, I'll make triple off of it.
Esau the devil.
For you to buy the product,
right,
to take away the oppression that I'm also giving you.
Stop it.
Get some help.
We're trying to go to our enemy for medicine after our enemy
is the problem.
Fills us with drugs.
Right.
Come on, go ahead.
The villain and the heroes.
Came across Cheyenne and Arapaho men, women, and children, 200 of them encamped over a hillside in Colorado. They were waving a white flag of surrender and an American flag, and they ordered all of them slaughtered.
Dang.
It was later reported that the soldiers paraded their genitalia down the streets of Denver. In 1861, they stepped up their campaigns against the Navajo and the Pueblo in New Mexico. In August of 1863, a general of the U.S. Army gave this order to one of the soldiers. He said, henceforth, every Navajo male is to be killed or taken prisoner on sight. Say to them, go to the Bosque Redondo or we will pursue you and destroy you. We will not make peace with you or any other terms. This war shall be pursued until you cease to exist or move. There can be no...
Stop! Go to Deuteronomy 28.
That's crazy.
He said, this war should be existent until you cease to exist.
Ooh, yep. Cease
or
that mean, they ain't want to see not one survive.
Right.
That's crazy.
Get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse, what's the one I want? 48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Go ahead.
In hunger and in thirst.
In thirst, in hunger, you want your food, you got to go to the enemy. You want your reward, you gotta go to your enemy. Read on.
And in nakedness.
Go ahead.
And in the want of all things.
In the want of all things.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Until he have destroyed thee. Hold that. Go to Leviticus 26. Go to Leviticus chapter 26, verse 17.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 17.
Because this white man said we want all Native American people to cease to exist. Cease to exist. That means we want to commit what? Genocide. That's what that's called. That's called genocide. When we read this in the history, they don't label this genocide.
Right.
They said that they all came together and had a Thanksgiving brunch.
Yep.
Thanksgiving, they all came together and they built tents for each other, and pilgrims came and all the pilgrimage women baked cakes and pies and sweets.
And they had a feast.
They had a feast.
And they enjoyed it.
And the Indian woman went out and the man killed the buffalo. They came back, cooked the buffalo, turkey.
That's crazy.
All that stuff. That's what we learned.
Right.
But it was actually a genocide, people. It was actually a genocide, folks. You've been lied to. You've been lied to. Read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 26 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
And I will set my face against you.
Go ahead.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
And you shall be what?
Slain before your enemies.
And that's what happened. The largest known mass hanging of Native American people happened right here in Colorado. And they parade, that's what the brother said. He said they parade their genitalia. I mean, they cut off their penis and balls, cut them off, and paraded them down the streets of Denver.
Oh, that's nasty.
And we be wondering why this city got so much violence?
Right.
Why these cities got so much? All of the watch. I want y'all to do the research. All of the deadliest cities in America, they all are linked back to atrocities of black people by slave owners. They all linked back to atrocities that happened to us in slavery, happened to us in the streets. They murdered us, killed us, paraded us down, dragged our bodies with pickup trucks.
The worst of the worst.
A lot of these cities that have a big crime rate today, it's a spirit of murder. It's a spirit of wickedness from the past.
Right.
Bring it out. I want y'all to do the research. And now think about that thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
I want y'all to do the research. All right, we're going to move on, though. That's another.
Yeah, that's deep right
We're
there.
going to move on.
That's deep.
No, go back to the video. Yeah, we almost done.
Talk on the subject. And then they rounded up over 8,000 Navajo men, women, and children and marched us down to Brusque Redondo in what is known as the Long Walk.
So they got the Trail of Tears, where they took the Cherokee, they took some Seminole, they took a lot of Judites, marched them from the East Coast all the way to Oklahoma. Then he said it's another thing that we don't know about, that we don't hear about, the Long Walk, where they took 8,000 Navajo men, women, and children and marched them down, top thing, what do you say, Mexico? Onto New Mexico. Marched them down. He says it's called the Long Walk. That's what it's labeled today. 8,000 children, men, and women. And they had to walk. But y'all won this country. We won this country.
That's crazy.
He sounds stolen to me.
Right.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.